Hi, I'm Jillian Murphy of the Food Freedom Body Love Method, and welcome to 7 Days, 7 Stories, a free masterclass where we're going to spend 7 days looking at cultural stories and how those stories have negatively affected female relationships with food and body. And then we're going to dig into how we can start to shift the narrative and use story to change the way we feel about our bodies and food for the better. You know, so many women believe that the thoughts and feelings that they have about their body are fact. They believe that when they walk past a mirror and they catch a glimpse of their belly, or they see a photograph of themselves and they see the roundness in their face or the roundness in their upper arms, and they get a negative, terrible, critical, judgmental feeling about themselves, they believe it's a fact, right? It's a fact that their body is wrong, and that's why they're having the feeling that they're having. And they don't often stop to consider or have never even been presented with the option that their bodies might be fine, that it might be the story that's playing in their mind about what a round face represents or what a fleshy belly represents that might be causing the feeling. Most women have never even been presented with the fact that across time and across cultures all over the world, a different story is being told or a different story has been told. And when that different story is told, women have a completely different emotional reaction to a fleshy abdomen or bum or round arms or sagging breasts. That the cultural storyline we currently have wasn't actually written by women. It was written by a patriarchal culture that loves to keep women feeling small and in lack, distracted and vulnerable, and none of it is actually helping women be healthier or happier. And the thing is that story is part of who we are. Story's in our DNA. And so it's so difficult to shift our beliefs about our body, despite the body positive movement, despite the intuitive eating movement, when the stories we tell about ourselves are so deeply ingrained. And so that's what this whole 7 days is about. It's about exploring the stories that we've heard over and over and over again in a million different ways about the diet culture and what it tells us about weight, beauty, health, how we start to internalize and personalize those stories. And then we're going to shift the narrative and we're going to start to take a look at new stories and new ways of seeing our female bodies, beauty, and worth. It's going to be incredible. These stories aren't boring. They're engaging and interesting. And like I said, they're a part of us. Even the forgotten stories, the ones that we think we've never heard, they're going to sound familiar because what they are is a link, a shortcut to the deeper, truer sense of who we are and our ability as women to define health and beauty and worth for ourselves. So here's how it's going to work. 7 days. This is what you need to do. Wherever you see this video, there should be, hopefully, a link to sign up. You sign up, it's free, easy peasy. You'll get a confirmation email from me, Jillian Murphy, and then on March 21st, our 7 days begin. Every day, starting on March 21st, you'll get a class. I think it's going to be audio. I really want it to be audio because I feel like spring is coming and I want you to be able to put it on your phone, download it on your phone and go for a walk with it or listen to it in the bath or while you're cooking supper. I want it to be easy. So it'll be an audio class where I tell you a story. And then after the story, I'm going to explore and challenge you to understand and look at what you learn from the story and how it shapes you and how it affects your beliefs and feelings about your body, and then how that then affects your relationship with food. And like I said, we're going to go from the stories that have formed our negative relationship with our female body into stories that start to shift us into a newer, more fresh, empowering perspective. After that, you'll be invited to potentially do a little journaling or an exercise. There might be a teeny bit of homework to sort of deepen the work. Obviously, it's all optional. And there'll be conversation happening in the Facebook group. And so again, I'm really hoping that we can start to use story that is interesting and fun and a little bit more light to explore a topic that can feel a bit dry and maybe triggering and hard to understand. Hard to understand not in our brains, but actually in our bodies. So I hope you'll join me. 7 days, 7 stories. It's free. It's a masterclass, and I promise it will shift you. Hope to see you in there.